Ask Reddit number 6. Men, what's a cheat code you discovered in marriage that actually works?
Verbally acknowledging each other's contributions to the household.
Thanks for cleaning up after dinner, it looks great. Thanks for taking the kids to soccer practice. Thanks for grabbing groceries, this is my favorite cheese. So on and so forth.
By acknowledging each other's day-to-day, and sometimes mundane, contributions, it builds appreciation and prevents animosity. It also prevents certain tasks from being assigned to a person with the expectation that it's theirs forever and that's just how it is. When I feel like my wife is feeling a little down or when I feel like we're not connecting emotionally, I will ask her about something she is passionate about and just get her talking.
And I will ask questions that cannot be answered with a yes or no.
She will go from sitting back with her arms folded to leaning forward, talking excitedly. Often, people feel closer to someone simply by talking to that person and being heard.
And everyone feels good talking about their favorite things.
Also, if you have something difficult to talk about, wait until they are in a good mood.
Comment, my husband does this and it immediately takes me from cup empty to cup full.
It's a great way to make your partner feel seen while also engaging them and distracting them from what's putting them in a bad mood.
Keep a note on your phone for gift ideas.
When she points out something she likes or wants to do, write it down in the note or snap a pic and insert it.
See something you think she'd like? Write it down.
Also, keep her clothing and shoe sizes in the note as well.
Also, Google mental load and learn about the imbalances that tend to occur. Take more of it on. Comment, absolutely agree. I have a favorites list I keep on my phone.
Anytime she says something is her favorite, big or small, it gets added. Favorite type of coffee, favorite flower, favorite treat, favorite orders from restaurants. I can remember the big common ones, but it's nice to be able to just pick something random up and know she will like it. Relationships aren't a zero-sum game, the only way to win is when you win together, so approach all disagreements with that approach. Comment, I read, it's not you versus your spouse, it's the two of you versus the problem, and it really changed so much of my perspective. The idea that we are a team versus everything else in life really helped me
re-evaluate how I can be a better team player. Support my teammates. Take the viewpoint that we need to work together to solve problem.
Along with the obvious, make sure you're doing your share of the household duties, communicating your appreciation of what your partner does. E.g., whenever my wife returns from something like getting groceries, I go out to the car to help bring everything in, and make sure I verbally let her know that I appreciate what she just did for our family.
Comment, yes, being polite and appreciative covers many irritations. I do this with my employees and my partner.
Especially if it's a common task.
Thank you for getting the trash. Thank you for cleaning the bathroom. My partner always opens the door for me. I make sure that I always thank him. We've been together 23 years. Pick the right person. Be super critical during the courting phase. Ask the tough questions and make sure you're aligned.
But once you decided to commit, that critical switch needs to flip and you need to be their biggest cheerleader. So many couples do it the other way, lovey-dovey during the courting phase and then start getting critical after they commit.
Be each other's biggest fan.
No shit talking about the other to anyone, ever. When you are always looking out for and supporting each other, that creates a strong team.
Comment, I had to learn this the hard way.
I already hated people talking shit behind each other's backs, but my mom raised me to consider blowing off steam as something else entirely. I had been really close with my cousin, and coffee at her place often turned into a bitchfest when I was trying to figure out how to handle an issue between my husband and I. And the bitchfest occasionally turned into flat-out name-calling.
This did not help me with any problems.
In fact, I would get into a negative headspace and it would make things worse. I didn't realize how fucking awful it was until she started repeating some of the things I said about my husband outside of the blowing off steam sessions. I was pissed at her until I realized that was just a cover because I was so embarrassed about what I did. My skin still tries to crawl off when I think about it, and it was 20 years ago.
I never did it again.
I explained to her that it needed to stop.
I apologized to my husband. It was hard. But I saw the benefits almost immediately. I would talk to him about problems instead of letting them build. I had more respect for him and felt our relationship was something worthy of protection. I had to back off the close relationship with my cousin, as she really enjoyed drama and without me providing that she had no use for me beyond trying to shit-stir.
You never get yelled at while vacuuming. My father always told me that most married murder victims were killed by their spouse, but never while doing the dishes.
Just because flowers.
Not because you're sorry, or some holiday, just because. They always mean more to you so when there isn't a reason.
Dude, here. I make the bacon. Literally.
I fry up enough pretty bacon so that she can steal a couple of strips and I can yell "Get out of my kitchen" before I put everything else on the plate for breakfast. She's hard as nails the rest of the time, but the wife giggles and runs off like a child caught with her hand in the cookie jar when I'm making the sides for the pancakes and blueberry waffles, made from scratch, mind you.
Don't think of it as a 50-50 sort of relationship. You're half and my half.
Think of it as 100% and 100%, each partner giving the other their all without expectation of equal return.
Comment: to me it's always been like it's not always 50-50.
Sometimes it's 80-20, sometimes it's 40-60, sometimes it's 10-90, etc. Relationships fluctuate and efforts shift depending on need, but it should always be efforts in an attempt to return to equilibrium. If one partner is always doing more and the other less, it's not going to work out. During pregnancy and the first few months after childbirth, I always hear men say, "There isn't much for me to do with the kid, it's all her." My cheat code is that SHE is your responsibility during that time. Every time her belly itches, you put lotion on, you get up and get her snacks, you rub her feet, you lift her belly up to release pressure on her back, you buy her comfortable clothes. When the baby is born, yes, she has to wake up and breastfeed, but you burp the baby, you change the diapers when you can. I did all of this shit while being active duty military, so it drives me up a wall when fathers and husbands make an excuse that they have to work so they can't help out.
Be an active parent and an active partner.
Suddenly, you'll find yourself getting laid more too without begging. It's like genuinely caring is attractive or something.
Comment: all of this. Take care of your wife. Take care of your baby. Change diapers. Rock your kid for as long as it takes until they go back to sleep.
If I hear a father say he's never changed a diaper, I assume he's a shitty father and shitty husband. When my wife gets home and wants to talk about work or about a friend or withy, I ask support or suggestion.
Changed my life. My wife de-stresses after work by talking about her day. When we were dating, my impulse would be to solve whatever problem she had, which she didn't want.
Years together and many fights later, we've both learned to just ask what the other needs, and we both love each other, so we're happy to provide it.
Being kind is better than being right. Don't be defensive, it's okay to be wrong.
Do not take your complaints about that person outside of the marriage just to vent or gossip.
I'm not talking about enabling abusive isolation.
I'm talking about the stress and annoyance that can come WJTH daily living in regards to your spouse and longing to vent. I might say that finances, schedule, time, etc. are really stressful and complain to family or my friends about that.
Complaining about circumstances, not my spouse.
But I don't talk about my husband for the sake of venting or gossip or tear him down in conversations to other people.
If I needed true assistance, I'd find a therapist.
I find allowing yourself to wallow in gossip and disrespect to your spouse quickly colors your view and other people's view of them, and you can't easily get that respect back.
If my husband does something I view as foolish, I address it with him.
We have been married almost 20 years, and mutual respect and admiration are very important in our marriage. Burr said it best in his last special.
Once a month, do something you would never do. Do a date night, go on a picnic, watch The Notebook or some other chick flick.
Once a month should keep them happy unless you have an unusually needy gal.
Also, do not forget anniversaries and birthdays. Get presents for all the present holidays.
Try to find some stuff she likes and get her stuff related to that.
Good luck! That's it for today's video.
If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought about these stories.
What would you do in their situation? Here are some other videos I highly recommend, and don't forget you'll find a wide variety of them on my channel. See you next time.